Welcome back. I'm Adam Epstein. You're listening to AWOD Radio here on the new Sports Radio 910 The Fan. Now at 105.1 FM, Richmond's home for the Commanders. It's Bud Light Big Game Week, live shows here in New Orleans ahead of the big game. Our next guest joining us right now, I've been looking forward to this all week. It's Sami Khedira here, and I want to know about this historic summer of soccer coming to the United States. 2 summers. It's going to be unreal, man.
You're talking about it's not just one big tournament, it's 2. So it's the FIFA Club World Cup, so the first competition ever played here in the US, and then the World Cup that everybody knows. So it's like 2 big tournaments.
Absolutely. So we are live in Richmond, Virginia. We have the Richmond Kickers. There's a great soccer fan base in Richmond. I mean, I go to Gus's, a sports bar, to watch Chelsea or Arsenal every single Saturday. They've got just a great atmosphere there. So you're talking to a bunch of people that do love the sport of soccer, as we call it here. And so I'm looking forward to this World Cup. Let me ask you this. Let's start with this. Americans' perspective, all right? How do you think the U.S. will do with Pochettino now coming into a big competition?
I think, and I would guess, in my point of view, they're doing a great job because Pochettino is an experienced coach, is an international coach. He proved that with Tottenham. He's a lovely guy, he's a humble guy, but also he can motivate his team. But on the other hand, you have great players like Weston McKennie or Wea or Musa, who's playing in the Serie A with Pulisic as well. So you have like great players, experienced players who are playing abroad in big clubs and big competitions. And on the other hand, you have the home advantage. So and that you should use this one, because if you create an energy and an atmosphere and be passionate about your national team, then in my point of view, you could go quarterfinal, semifinal, maybe
Sami,
more.
You make my day if that happens, man. But do you think they will get enough tough, challenging competition prior to that? Because it is a quick cycle here with Poach coming in.
Yeah, but as you can see, the most important is like the clubs where the players are playing and daily training with the best of the best. Like to be competitive in the domestic league, playing Champions League, Europe League. So that's like the most important, because the other countries are like it's more or less the same. You don't have that much time for preseason and to get like a strategy. A national team at the end, it's all about emotions and stick together as a team.
So the World Cup will be coming to America. Also, the FIFA Club World Cup. I've already got tickets to see Chelsea in Philadelphia. It's going to be so exciting, man.
It is, and I think not many people knows what the Club World Cup is or means, but it's quite easy because you have 32 teams, the best clubs in the world coming together, and not just from Europe or from North America. We have like South America, the Asian teams, the African teams. Like I'm half Tunisian, so Esperance Tunis coming as well. So it's so excited, so impressive that 32 teams all over the world coming together and fighting for the best team in the world, for the best club team in the world. So, and as you mentioned, Chelsea is coming to Philadelphia. We have great host cities, 12 at the end, or 12 stadiums in 11 host cities. So it's super excited, and to represent football or soccer, as you call it here, to represent soccer in the US in 2 following summers.
Joined by legendary soccer players Sami Khedira, midfielder, Real Madrid, several other stops, World Cup champion with Germany. How did you get involved in promoting these events in America?
First of all, I really love the mentality of the USA. Your country is amazing. It's a huge country, but so friendly and so diverse. Then obviously I do following American football, so it's become more and more famous, especially also in Germany, but in Europe. And then I'm just supporting our sport, soccer, and that's why I'm here with FIFA. I'm trying to do the best that everybody is involved in our beautiful game.
I love to hear that. When I talked to you before we got on air, it kind of sounded like you're supporting Jaden Daniels and the Commanders, man. So we are Richmond's home of the Commanders, and this was just an incredible season. It's iconic what he did as a rookie. Kind of give me your perspective on it, viewing it from Germany.
Well, so I never heard about that guy. Obviously, I'm German. I'm not a super expert, but as a rookie and with how much personality he played, especially in the playoffs, it impressed me a lot. And I don't know we can say that here on air, but he played really with balls, with personality, and that impressed me the most. And translate to soccer, it's more or less the same. If a young guy is coming in with all the pressure on him and he delivered on big games, that's I think big future ahead of not just the Commanders, but hopefully your franchise can win the Super Bowl. But if with this team, with this young guy, the future is bright.
Yeah, I mean, it's impressive. And it's not just people in this country. You know, around the globe, everyone was watching this incredible rookie season. Joined by Sami Khedira here, legendary soccer player. We're promoting the World Cup and the Club World Cup coming to America over the next 2 summers. I wanted to ask you this. How do you compare Champions League titles and success in the Champions League to international success in the World Cup?
Well, it's like the one is the club competition, and it's Europe. Well, soccer is home in Europe. It's like the let's say the biggest crowd of people are watching the Premier League or Serie A, Bundesliga, and La Liga. And obviously, the biggest competition in Europe is the Champions League, and it's something special, and it means a lot. On the other hand, to represent your country, to win a World Cup, it's every 4 years. It's something really special, not just a trophy, but how many World Cup winners do you have? Not that much as a Champions League winner. So it means much more if you represent your club or your country. So the country is like something special. Just the best of the best are able to play that competition for your country, to represent your country. That's why I'm really proud and really happy to represent Germany in so many World Cups and also to win one of them.
Yeah, so for you personally, the World Cup meant more than Champions League?
100%.
Yeah.
By far.
Yeah. I love to hear that, man. I really appreciate you joining the show here. So I've made it very clear I'm a Chelsea fan, but I watch a ton of Premier League and the Champions League as well. How do you feel about this new format? Personally, the fact that Chelsea's not in it is kind of hurting my interest in it, but I actually think it got really exciting that final match day.
It is, and you can see even like which position on the table you are. So if you're like in final 8, so you're straight away qualified for a knockout stage, but otherwise you have to go to playoffs, and who do you face? Now we have this big game, Real Madrid against Manchester City, so it's really unpredictable. It's not just the group stage, it's getting more exciting even in the first games. It's not that boring, it's less predictable, so I really love it to see that. Maybe too many games, but at the end it's like the fans don't know and the supporters who is going through. So as we can see in the first year, it's a quite challenging, even for the clubs, and also for the supporters are more exciting.
Absolutely. So your time playing professional soccer, some of your closest teammates, who are some guys that you'll be lifelong friends with?
So football, to have lifelong friends, it's quite difficult, honestly. But I'm still in contact with, like we spoke about the World Cup, with Benedikt Hövedes, for instance, who played left back. I'm still close with Mario Gomez, who is like the technical director of Red Bull, who also have a team here in New York. And then also some others. I'm still in contact with Cristiano, Sergio Ramos, so we're setting a bit. And if we see each other, we are super happy. And there are a bunch of guys I'm close with.
Do you mind if I ask you, what do you think about everybody taking money now to go to Saudi Arabia? I just know that I want the best talent to play in the best leagues. That's my fan perspective. As a guy who played the game, what do you think?
100%. But at the end, if you have like an age where you maybe not able to compete on the highest level, then I'm not against if you're going to Saudi Arabia, if you're going to the US or going to Mexico like Sergio Ramos now. So I'm super open-minded about that. But honestly, if you are like in prime, I prefer to play on the highest stage, and that's maybe the top 4 or 5 leagues in Europe, 100%.
Joined by legendary soccer player Sami Khedira, the Club World Cup and the FIFA World Cup coming to America here. So for the World Cup, I mean, Lionel Messi still playing, Kylian Mbappe, or Erling Haaland. Who are some of the big names that you're excited to see come to America?
Yeah, you mentioned, but I have to add also Jamal Musiala. So he's playing for Bayern Munich, the German guy. He's supposed to play for Chelsea till he's 16. Then he moved to Bayern Munich. But Musiala is one of that guy that you really have to watch. Yeah,
absolutely. I am also a bit of an England fan now when it comes to the World Cup, just because I'm watching all those guys, and it felt like they had the best opportunity, right? To bring it home. I'm sure you get tired of them saying that. Is this the year that England brings it home?
Well, now you have a new manager, a German guy, so I hope it brings you luck. So, but in terms of the players that you have, the quality, and the quantity as well of quality players, it's huge, it's immense. But what does it mean to be successful? You asked me at the beginning. It's like to have a really powerful and strong, not just leadership, but also team that sticks together, and that's maybe missing in a few moments in the past years from the English side. But now you have a German coach. Maybe he brings a different mentality, and maybe the missing piece to win the World Cup or the European Championship.
Sami Khedira with us here, Radio Row, New Orleans. I'm sure you've done a few interviews now. Radio, all about hot takes, so I got to get one from you here. The GOAT debate, greatest of all time for soccer, for football for you. Who are a few names that you put out there? The greatest of all time, any generation.
In my point of view, it's Cristiano.
Yeah.
Then, obviously, Pelé. I never watched him play. Maradona. And then maybe the future. Let's go for Bellingham.
Ooh.
I have to say that.
What about Zidane?
So he's my idol.
Uh-huh.
And let's add Zidane. So he's like one of the guy why I play football.
Zidane, obviously I'm a little younger, so I didn't get to see all of his career, the end of it, but I just loved how he played at his own pace, right? It felt like he was never the fastest guy, but he was just the greatest with his touch. He always was in full control of the game.
So that's maybe the right message, that you don't have to run that fast or maybe have different skills, but it's just to understand the game. You need a technical skills, what he has, and what he did, it's like he looks so easy what he did, but it was so difficult. So he makes the easiest one, or the difficult one looking so easy. So yeah, Zizou is definitely one of the best.
So I have to agree with you on Cristiano Ronaldo. My take has always been it's his size, it's his presence, it's the physique, the build, and scoring goals. Why is Lionel Messi not in the conversation there? How do you describe the two? I know you played with Ronaldo.
I have to say that Lionel Messi and Cristiano are on the same level.
Okay.
But if I have to choose one of them, then I'm going with Cristiano.
Do you think Cristiano has enough years in him to maybe win a World Cup?
It's not about him; it's about the team.
Yeah.
And how he stick into like this younger generation.
Their team's I feel like gotten better throughout his career, right?
100%. And Portugal always have like huge talents, great players, but they were like a few times close. But at the end, it's not about Cristiano; it's about the team performance. But if he is, and I think he's able to join the World Cup next year, 26.
Let me ask you one more question here. Can you give some advice to audience members that are listening right now that love the sport and maybe they want to become pro or they want to go to college in America and get a Division I scholarship? What advice would you give young football players, soccer players out there?
First of all, you have to do it with emotion, with passion, and every day with love, and then training day by day. So that's, I think, the key, that the consistency, even if you have like bad days, setbacks, injury, not playing, not involved, but never lose the ambition to be getting better day by day. And if you're not enjoying football or soccer anymore, then going to another sport.
Sami, thanks so much for the time, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
You're listening to AWOD Radio on The Fan.